William Maylis is a very gifted boy. At 7 months old, he could already speak in full sentences, and by the age of 2, he could add and multiply numbers. And at 11, he declared, "God exists." And Stephen Hawking was wrong. Psychologist Joan Ruthsatz from Ohio State University declared William a genius and officially awarded him this title. At the age of 9, he graduated from high school, and in July 2018, he became the youngest college graduate. In the fall of 2019, William entered Carnegie Mellon University, because he wants to become a professor and, using science, prove the existence of God. William is not at all afraid to challenge established ideas, claiming that Einstein and Stephen Hawking were wrong when they talked about the origin of our universe. He intends to prove it. The young genius categorically disagrees with some of the discoveries of old scientists. He was especially hooked by the assertion that God does not exist. It is worth remembering that Hawking and many of his predecessors declared themselves atheists. In his works, Hawking wrote, "Before we understood science, it was natural to suppose that God created the universe, but now science offers a more convincing explanation. What I meant by, if we knew the mind of God, is that we would know everything that God would know if he existed. But he does not. I am an atheist." But William Maylis believes that it is more logical that God does exist than not. He intends to prove that only an external force is capable of creating the universe and, thus, confirming the existence of God. This is how the young genius describes his theory logically. Atheists try to prove that God does not exist. But in reality, it takes more faith to believe that God does not exist than to believe that God exists. Because it makes more sense that something created the universe than that the universe created itself. It takes more faith to say that the universe created itself than to say that something created the universe, because it makes more sense. And in an interview for the Hellenic College Holy Cross, William has already laid out his version in more detail. We know that the universe has an age, right? 13.8 billion years. So 13.8 billion years ago, the whole universe was reduced to a particle smaller than a quark, a singularity. However, if gravity always works, that is, if you jumped off this building, you would not fall after 15 seconds, you would fall immediately. So if gravity always worked and the singularity was always there, then the universe should not have an age, it should be infinitely old. But it is not, it is 13.8 billion years old. And something cannot come from nothing, because it would have to exist in order to make itself exist, which is illogical. So, something else must have created the singularity, and I consider this something to be God. This wonderful boy's thoughts on such global questions of the universe are simply amazing in their originality. After all, while all his peers spend their days kicking a ball around or disappearing in social networks, William ponders questions that not even every adult asks. The child prodigy said that when he proves the existence of God, he will continue to study further. There is so much we don't know, says William. There are even more things we don't know that we don't know about them. We, friends, can only follow the development of this young genius's research. Who knows, maybe very soon he will turn the human understanding of the universe upside down and will forever go down in history as a man who finally found God. What do you think about this, dear readers? Share your thoughts in the comments.